him, Dolabella. Bid him yield. Being so frustrate, tell him he mocks the pause that he makes.
Caesar, I shall.
Wherefore is that, and what art thou that darest come thus to us?
I am called Decretus. Marc Antony I served, who best was worthy, best to be served. Whilst he stood up and spoke, he was my master, and I swore my life to spend upon his haters. If thou please to take me to thee, as I was to him, I'll be to Caesar. If thou pleasest not, I yield thee up my life.
What is thou sayest?
I say, O Caesar, Antony is dead.
The breaking of so great a thing should make a greater crack. The round world should have shook lions into civil streets and citizens to their dens. The death of Antony is not a single doom. In the name lay a moiety of the world.
He is dead, Caesar. Not by a public minister of justice, nor by a hired knife, but that self-hand which writ his honor, in the acts it did, hath with the courage which the heart did lend it, splitted the heart. This is his sword. I robbed his wound of it. Behold it stained with his most noble blood.
Look you sad, friends. The gods rebuke me, but it is tidings to wash the eyes of kings.
And strange it is that nature must compel us to lament our most persisted deeds.
His taints and honors waged equal with him.
A rarer spirit never did steer humanity, but you gods will give us some fault to make us men.
Caesar is touched. When such a spacious mirror is set before him, he needs must see himself.
Oh, Antony, I have followed thee to this. But we do launch diseases in our bodies. I must perforce have shown to thee such a declining day, or look on thine. Oh, but yet, let me lament with tears as sovereign as the blood of hearts, that thou, my brother, my competitor, in top of all design, my mate in empire, friend and companion in the front of war, the arm of mine own body and the heart, where mine his thoughts did kindle, and our stars unreconcilable should divide our equalness to this. Hear me, good friends. But I will tell you at some meeter season, the business of this man looks out of him. We will hear him what he says. Whence are you?
A poor Egyptian yet. The queen, my mistress, confined in all she has, her monument, of thy intense desires instruction, that she preparedly may frame herself in the way she is forced to.
Bid her have good heart. She soon shall know of us by some of ours, how honorable and how kindly we determine for her. For Caesar cannot live to be ungentle.
So the gods preserve thee.
Come hither, Proculius. Go and say we propose her no shame. Give her what comforts the quality of her passion shall require, lest in her greatness by some mortal stroke she do defeat us. For her life in Rome would be eternal in our triumph. Go, and with your speediest, bring us what she says and how you find her.
Caesar, I shall.
Where is Dolabella to second Proculius? I leave him alone. I remember now how he is employed. He shall in time be ready. Go with me to my tent, where you shall see how hardly I was drawn into this war, how calm and gentle I proceeded still in all my writings. Go with me. See what I can show in this.
My desolation does begin to make a better life. 'Tis paltry to be Caesar. Not being fortune, he's but fortune's knave, a minister of her will. And And it is great to do that thing that ends all other deeds, which shackles accidents and bolts up change, which sleeps and never pallets more the dung, the beggar's nurse, and Caesar's.
Caesar sends greeting to the Queen of Egypt, and bids thee study on what fair demands thou meanst to have him grant thee.
What's thy name?
My name is Proculius.
Antony did tell me of you, bade me trust you. But I do not greatly care to be deceived that have no use of trusting. If your master would have a queen, his beggar, you must tell him that majesty, to keep decorum, must no less beg than a kingdom. If he please to give me conquered Egypt for my son, he gives me so much of mine own as I will kneel to him with thanks.
Be of good cheer. You have fallen into a princely hand. Fear nothing. Make your full reference freely to my lord, who is so full of grace that it flows over in all that need. Let me report to him your sweet dependency, and you shall find a conqueror that will pray in aid for kindness, where he for grace is kneeled to.
Pray you tell him I am his fortune's vassal, and I send him the greatness he has got. I hourly learn a doctrine of obedience, and would gladly look him in the face.
This I'll report, dear lady. Have comfort, for I know your plight is pitied of him that caused it. You see how easily she may be surprised. Guard her till Caesar come.
Royal Queen. Cleopatra, thou art taken queen.
Quick, cut hands.
Hold! Worthy lady, hold! Do not yourself such wrong, who are in this relieved, but not betrayed.
What of death, too, that rids our dogs of languish?
Cleopatra, do not abuse my master's bounty by the undoing of yourself.
Where
let
art
the world
thou?
see his nobleness well acted, which your death will never let bring forth.
Where art thou, death? Come hither, come, 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 and take a queen worth many babes and beggars.
Oh, temperance lady!
Sir, I will eat no meat. I'll not drink, sir. If idle talk will once be necessary, I'll not sleep neither. This mortal house I'll ruin. Do Caesar what he can. No, sir, that I will not wait pinioned at your master's court, nor once be chastised with the sober eye of dull Octavia, shall they hoist me up and show me to the shouting varletry of censoring Rome. Rather a ditch in Egypt, be gentle grave unto me. Rather on Nilus mud lay me stark naked, and let the waterflies blow me into abhorring. Rather make my country's high pyramids my gibbet, and hang me up in chains.
You do extend these thoughts of horror further than you shall find cause in Caesar.
Proculius, what thou hast done thy master Caesar knows, and he hath sent for thee. As for the queen, I'll take her to my guard.
So, Dolabella, it shall content me best. Be gentle to her. To Caesar I will speak what you shall please, if you'll employ me to him.
Say I would die.
Most noble Empress, you have heard of me?
I cannot tell.
Assuredly you know me.
No matter, sir, what I have heard or known. You laugh when boys or women tell their dreams. It's not your trick.
I understand not, madam.
I dreamt there was an emperor, Antony. Oh, such another sleep that I might see but such another man.
If it might please ye.
His face was as the heavens, and therein stuck a sun and moon, which kept their course and lighted the little o'er the earth.
Most sovereign creature.
His legs bestrid the ocean. His reared arm crested the world. His voice was propertied as all the tuned spheres, and that to friends. But when he meant to quail and shake the orb, he was as rattling thunder. For his bounty there was no winter end, and autumn 'twas that grew the more with reaping. His delights were dolphin-like, they showed his back above the element they lived in. In his livery walked crowns and crownets. Realms and islands were as plates dropped from his pocket.
Cleopatra.
Think you there was, or might be, such a man as this I dreamt of?
Gentle lady, no.
You lie up to the hearing of the gods. But if there be, or ever were, one such, 'tis past the size of dreaming. Nature wants stuff to vie strange forms with fancy, yet to imagine an Antony were nature's peace 'gainst fancy, condemning shadows quite.
Hear me, good madam. Your loss is as yourself great, and you do bear it as answering to the weight. Would I might never o'ertake pursued success, but I do feel by the rebound of yours a grief which smites my very heart at root.
I thank you, sir. Know you what Caesar means to do with me?
I am loath to tell you what I would you knew.
Nay, pray you, sir.
Though he be honorable.
He'll lead me then in triumph.
Madam, he will, I know it.